We got to talk about DJ here.
Oh, ooh.
We got to
Do
talk
we
about
have
DJ.
to? Do we have
We
to?
got to. We got to.
I
And this
guess
is where
we
we
have
get.
to.
This is where we get the mixed bag. This is where we get the mixed bag because if you look at DJ the first half, much different tale than DJ the second half. You know,
Say at
and
least.
yeah, I mean, what was he 20 of 24 the first half or something like that? Something ridiculous, guys. Absolutely goddamn ridiculous. Like that is an insanely efficient. And I want to say amazing, but efficient passing.
Yes, efficient is actually the perfect terminology because like
Yes.
he wasn't like lights out, but he was 100% like you said efficient.
Dink, dink, dunk down the field.
Yeah,
We're wide open. He
wasn't
took
like
advantage.
wasn't like he was throwing them way down the field, but he was throwing deep dunks.
Well, that's my biggest problem with them right now. Is can anybody tell me, guys, in the chat? Let me know if there's something going on that I'm missing here. What name me one deep throw he's made well this year?
Zero.
And that was DJ's big thing. Remember his rookie year? We're like, oh, he's got a great deep pass. If we can just get him the protection at that point, him and Slade would be amazing. And he had one. I'm sorry, Neighbors wide open on one specifically. I'm remembering where he took a little bit of turn to the outside, went down the field on a go at that point, and was wide open by like. And I'm not saying like 10 yards and crazy, but he got a good 2-3 yards, and the guy covered him. That's enough in the NFL that you did your damn job.
Yeah.
And there was a couple plays just like that where DJ just could not get in the ball deep. Could not get in the ball deep.
It's almost like he's playing scared. It's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Well,
it's like
I don't know. I wonder because, everybody always talks about the upper body stuff when it comes to throwing as if that is. And anybody who knows football knows you actually throw with your lower body. As weird as it sounds, because it's an arm motion, I get it. But your lower body and your base is a big part of it. It's almost like he's having trouble setting his base to set the throws, and he's overthrowing as a result. And I don't know if that's an ACL issue or if that's, like you said, a confidence issue or
he worked this offseason to change his stance to more of a square stance than like a slide body, if you will. So, like, if you look at him throwing this year compared to last year and years prior, like, he's more set in, like, right in the middle compared to, like, off to the side. Like, so I don't know if he doesn't have the confidence to throw like he did when he was side stance, but, like, he's throwing more square in order to help prevent injury. I think that's what he was talking about in this offseason.
He needs to go back to it then. It's not working. Like I said, he used to be. If that's it, and I don't know if that's what it is. That's something that like Shea Tierney and Mike Kafka and the rest of the coaching staff needs to figure out here. But if that's what's going on, like I said, they're taking, I want to say like 2-3 shots you see at least a game that they're taking down the field. And every single one of them, he's overthrowing the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
actually, you know what? I'll give the one because actually Malik Nabers had that one. He really ripped the ball out of I believe it was Emerson's hands at that point. That's the only one I could think of, and that's the only one he threw where it was still catchable, even though, to be honest, we're lucky it wasn't picked. But that was the one he threw that was catchable. So, all in all, it's like shorter yards. We're counting on Yak. We're playing with the game as if we don't have the right quarterback. And again, I'm not trying to sit there and bash DJ. We won. Like I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm really not. But it's like you end up the game. Here's the stats for him: 24 of 34, really good percentage wise, but 236 yards. That's less than 10 yards of completion, guys. That's that's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just nothing to go. Ooh, look what he did. Touchdowns. No interceptions, but let's be honest, guys. He had a couple of interceptions that easily could have gone hit the wrong way at that point.
Pretty much.
And if he had those go the wrong way, guys, the game probably is different. We probably don't 100%. Win this game. We probably don't win him in that scenario. And that's a little scary. So, I know there's a lot of people that go, though. Daniel Jones played 2 efficient games back to back. Like, yeah, okay. He did, but is it enough for anybody to go and change their mind on DJ? No. So I think we're kind of in that holding pattern, which I feel like we've been in for 6 years now. But like, we just have to go ahead and say point blank again, he is potentially the best quarterback we have. He's the guy the coaching staff thinks the best quarterback we have. And we're going to root for him as long as he's a Giant. We're not going to root against him. I know you get some people that, oh, I hate Daniel Jones. He's going to fail. I want him to fail as he goes. No, he's still a Giant. I want him to succeed.
100%.
I want the Giants to succeed. But guys, games like this make it more obvious, in my eyes, that he should be gone. Because he made some really bad throws that we're lucky to get away with. Point blank.
Yeah. So it's almost like we talked about Daniel Jones, 2022, like where the two playoffs, and like, he played a lot better, and he looked like a good quarterback. And then it all went downhill last year. Like he looks like a player that's just been damaged, I'd say, by the Giants by not being able to, play to his efficiency. And like, then he got hurt, and now he looks like a player that doesn't have the confidence and is injured. Well, coming off an injury, not injured, but coming off an injury, and it's not playing with full confidence that he should have. Like,
yeah,
I guess, lack of better terms, kind of Bryce Younged him.
Well, we did that years ago at that point, and that's part of the problem. But it's like, and I think that's why. And I know a lot of people hate Dable's play calling. I do think part of Dable's play calling issues are because of his lack of confidence in Jones as well.
Yes, and it's also like it's very apparent in press conferences, not so much during the game, but when you hear about the coaching and the players talking about post game, a lot of script is not fulfilled, and they go off script in the offense. And you hear about Dable talking about like, oh, that wasn't the play that was called, but that's what happened.
Well, some of that I think is also like in the first game, especially against the Vikings, I think he was more blaming not blaming, it's just giving kudos on a sly way to the defense for taking away what they wanted to do and them having to kind of scramble to go for second, third options. But I don't think I think overall, I really do think the playbook has been changed to be more conservative and shorter throws and stuff like that to deal with what the issues they have with TJ.
100%. I mean, go back. We talked about. I just said, 2022. Like how great we thought Dan Jones looked. It's like, how many deep balls did he have?
Teams later in the season.
Yeah, he looked great against bad teams later in the season. You're right. But how many deep balls did he throw? That he has not thrown a deep ball probably more than 20 times in 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's concerning. If you want to talk about like what your position is, in the NFL as a quarterback, then you're not throwing at least one game on average a deep ball. That's a concern. That's a problem.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I think one of the I think we need to like mix it a little bit here, because we also got to sit here and say that, hey, this is a really good defense as well that Daniel Jones did have an okay game against. And I hate to say that okay game, but it was an okay game. Again, he didn't blow the top off this defense. He missed guys that are wide open deep. He
almost threw a couple picks.
Yeah, got a couple picks that luckily didn't go his way. It did go his way, I guess, I should say. That we didn't get. We didn't get the picks at that point against us that would have probably cost us the game. But again, he's also, played against a really good defense. Like, this is not a bad defense, guys. The Browns defense was one of the best in the NFL last year, and most of the key players are back.
Top 3. Now,
you could also make a call. Again, I got to play devil's advocate on both sides, though, that Myles Garrett was obviously hurt, not at full self. Denzel Ward, I think that's why Emerson was on Malik Nabers most of the game. I don't think Denzel Ward was 100% healthy either. We know he's dealing with an injury, but I think it was affecting him in the game even. There's definitely things you could say on the defense that actually, had it happen as well. But that's life in the NFL. We didn't get any extra points thrown our way because we had fifth string offensive linemen going in. So I don't feel sorry for the Browns, but I got to look at it objectively and say that it's a really good defense that he played okay against. And sometimes that's a win. In this case
Yeah.
here, it is a win because this is probably the best we can hope for with DJ, honestly, guys. If we're being legit and honest here, it's probably the best we can hope for in DJ is to him have an okay game, throw the ball to Nabers. Nabers make him look like a better player than he actually is. Because let's be honest about this here. The last 2 games, Nabers has gone off. The last 2 games, Daniel Jones has looked better. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No, I mean,
so you give him the time, you give him a number 1 wide receiver, and he at least looks somewhat serviceable until we get the full-time answer for this position next year.
Correct. I mean, any mediocre quarterback in the NFL has always looked better with a solid number 1 behind him.
Yep.
Look at Kirk Cousins the past couple of years.
Yep.
He is Mr. Mediocrity, and he's had JJ to throw the ball to, and he's looked.
Look at Sam Darnold as the Vikings win again today. Sam Darnold, classic example.
Dude, 3-0 for the Vikings. Like, we talked about going into this talk about going to the season, like how they're probably going to fall off, but my God, like,
yeah,
that Vikings team, not to get sidetracked off a Giants win, but that Vikings team's been playing.
Oh yeah,
solid football.
Absolutely insanity. All right.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.